Welcome back. Well, today is Wednesday, and that means it's time for another Wild Wednesday. Joining me today is Katie Carcetti, special educator with the Great Plains Zoo. And who do you have with you?
I have Rosy today. She is a rose-haired tarantula, and it's spooky season, so I brought my spooky animal today in honor of ZooBoo this weekend, and so we're having lots of fun things at the zoo for Halloween instead of more what some may find as creepy, but I think she's super cool.
Okay, well, we will talk about the ZooBoo in a minute here. Let's talk about Rosy and some kind of fun features about her.
Sure. So they are from South America. They live in a little bit more of drier desert areas, and they get their name rose-haired tarantula because they have a bit of pink fur on the backs of their bodies there. So it's like a little rose gold, and they are what we call ambush predators. And so they will wait for their food to come to them. They're not going to make webs for catching food, but to make a nice cozy home. And so in her enclosure, she has a lot of webs, but it's kind of just tucked in the corner to make it comfortable.
And what do they usually eat?
She's gonna eat other insects, and so at the zoo she gets 2 crickets a week, and sometimes she chooses to have both, sometimes she doesn't, but it just depends on how hungry she is. And then her hairs are actually a defense as well. So if she gets scared or worried, she can shake her thorax here, and those hairs will spring out. They can cause rashes and things like that, but they are not too dangerous, and she has not done that with people, so you are super good.
Okay, I know. I'm like, if she runs at me or comes this way, I'm leaving. She's gonna take it over. But you mentioned spooky season, and it kind of fits perfectly when you think about, spooky season. You have to think about spiders, tarantulas, things like that. But they're really not that much of a harm to people. Talk about that.
No, absolutely not. So especially for spiders this size, they are technically venomous, but their teeth are not big enough to bite through our skin too deep. And if they are, it's like a bee sting. So it's really not harmless. And she's used to being around people and things like that, but she eats a lot of pests that we don't like even more than tarantulas. A lot of our other spooky animals like bats will do the same, especially with mosquitoes and things like that. So they're super helpful for keeping our pests away.
Yeah, great for the ecosystem, of course.
Absolutely.
Like most things, like snakes and things that are frightening to me. And then the 8 legs, talk a little bit about that.
Sure, so she has, we'll see if she'll turn around for us. She does have her 8 legs, and then she has 2 kind of, not hands, but front pieces right here and here, and those just help her move things around and get the food into her mouth, but they're each segmented. I think they feel like 8 little Q-tips just sitting on my hand, and they're not sticky, but they have a little bit of like Velcro hooks on the end to help her walk places.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I bet.
Okay, let's talk about ZooBoo a little bit and kind of what you guys have going on with that.
Yeah, so we have 3 event days for ZooBoo. On Friday night, we're actually having a fun run for the first time. So there'll be registration starting at 5:30 for that, and there'll be events throughout, or activities throughout the zoo, and then it will end with a light and fire show at 7:45. And then Saturday and Sunday we'll have trick-or-treat tents throughout the zoo, and there'll be chalk art and lots of fun activities throughout.
Okay. And can people get tickets ahead of time for that?
Yeah, people can get tickets ahead online, and then members can just come day of. And so they can scan their memberships and just come on in.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
absolutely.
Rosy, well, stick around. We have more after the break.